Yeah.
Our neighbor said that he has an early 1980s PC in his trunk, and he doesn't know if it works. It looks like it might have had some water damage at some point. If you would like to look at it, take it, do whatever you can.
Okay. Oh.
So he's out and about. He's like walking up and down the street. So
I'm going.
You can probably find him. Put a mask on.
Okay. Yeah.
But he said to be very careful with it. Like, plug it in, play around with it, but then unplug it when you're not using it because of the risk of fire with water damage.
Well, no, okay, I mean, I'll open it up and see the state inside before. Okay, I'm recording right now. This is a development here. I was in the middle of recording this video. All right.
Well, you don't have to do it right this second.
Oh, I'm going right this second.
You'll be around all weekend.
Oh, screw this. I'm going right this second.
Okay.
All right.
Mask on, hon.
Yeah, all right. We got a delay here in the SSD upgrade and restoration. All right, I'll be back with you when that's done. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. We got an IBM PC AT for free. Oh my goodness. Yeah, IBM 5170 PC AT, absolutely free from a neighbor. Don't know where he got it, but the point is the battery is leaked. So I won't be able to enjoy this one until I've got the leak cleaned up at the very minimum. Although it likely needs a lot more work than just that. So let's get this cover off so we can investigate further. I'm just jumping right into this one. I'm sick right now. I got the sniffles. It's disgusting. Absolutely gross. The key lock isn't engaged. That's good. But yeah, it's in desperate need of a cleaning and clean up, in this case, of that terrible battery leak. Curse you, Tadaran! Ugh, come on. There we go. Let's get this cover all the way off. And what do we find in here but rust? A good bit of rust. I'm gonna... Oh, yikes. Oh, that case. I gotta show you this. Alright. Oh, disgusting. I have no idea the state of this thing when it was parked for good. But I do know that, sadly, the Tadaran PRAM battery has leaked. So, I got work to do. We got a giant heavy hard drive, probably a CMI drive. CMI drives are not reliable, so I don't have my hopes up there. We got a CGA card back there, probably, I'm guessing. Yeah. We got parallel and serial and also audio out, so, or no, like MIDI, general game port, joystick stuff. And then this long controller card. Let's get this bulging, leaking battery out of here first. And then we can start to assess the damage. Ugh. That's why you remove your batteries before storing your computers. That. Made in Israel. Tadaran. Doesn't have a date code on it, but yeah, that's disgusting. And the leak evidence is very clear. Power supply as well isn't in the best of shape. Although it probably still works, who knows. But what I do know is that our keyboard port's rusty. And we got some board damage, so I'm going to have to tear this thing all the way down to the board to take a look at it. So, yeah. Alright, so I think my first thing that I should do here is test this power supply, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to unplug power from the board, then plug in the power supply, and just see what happens if the hard drive decides to spin up. There's a CMI drive, though, from the looks of it. I know that was one of the drives this could ship with, and these are pretty unreliable, and it's probably seized. But I just want to see if I get any, like, noise at all from this thing. But I'm not going to dare plug in this main board right now. But, yeah, filter cap could blow. This thing could let out its magic smoke. Who knows? These things probably have reefers inside of them, which is never fun. But there's no real way of avoiding that. So I think it's just time to plug it in and see what happens. Alright, so since I believe the reefer filter caps, or filter cap in these power supplies is active even when it's plugged in and the power supply switch is flipped off, I have plugged it in here, but I haven't plugged the cord into the wall yet, so I'm going to do that now and just hope it doesn't explode. Let's see. Okay. The hard drive's spinning. Okay, that's a good sign. Oh my god. Those are some those are some rough bearings in there. Okay, it hasn't blown up. That's a good sign. And the hard drive spins. This is good. Alright, alright. That sounded less good. Who knows? That thing may have had a head crash. Who knows? Honestly, with something like this. All right. So my next plan is going to be to take my working Compact Desk Pro 286 up there, put this hard drive controller card into it, and floppy controller and all this integrated stuff, and I'm going to try to get the hard drive out of here, plug it up, and see if I can get this hard drive recognized in my Desk Pro and get it to boot. Who knows? This drive, I'm going to turn this on one more time. Get up close here. Yeah. I'm honestly surprised this drive isn't seized. Again, mainboard power is unplugged due to all that, but yeah. Who knows it? Honestly, who even knows? That sounds bad, like something scraping against the platters. Who knows if, because I obviously can't park the heads, so I'm going to be super careful here. I don't know who knows if someone ever parked the heads on this drive, or if they're parked. They're obviously not parked right now, and I have no way of parking them. So, honestly, who knows? But this is a good start. This is a good start. I'm already farther than I expected. I expected that the drive would have been totally seized. I'm gonna power this up and take a look from the front, just see if I can see any lights come on. Oh, hard drive lights blinking. Nothing on the floppy. Okay. Sounds like it. Could that be seeking? I don't know. Is that a self-test? Who knows? But yeah, we got lights. It's solid. That doesn't sound good though. Yeah. I'm trying to remove that drive controller. It's free, but it's at the same time it's stuck on some rust crap. There's a good view at all the damage. So, I'm not surprised the power supply works. That's probably all just on the frame of the thing. But yeah, hopefully that didn't get damaged. Let's see. The other side looks fine. I'll bet it'll clean up just fine. But yeah, that is not good down in there. But yeah, it's something seizing this card. Ugh. Comes up from the other side, just not the front. Well, this is gonna really throw a fork in my plans. This is an MDA card. This isn't even CGA. I don't know if a CGA adapter will work with MDA. The card looks fine, but ugh. Why an MDA card? Guess this was used by a business. Duh. Well, I had to remove the bracket, but I managed to get the card out. The actual bracket is still absolutely stuck. Ugh, that's not giving me high hopes for what I'm going to find under this board. But anyways, I can move on to getting the hard drive out now. I can't get this screw out. It's, like, sort of rusty. My socket driver is now stuck to it, but there. There it is. I might have to get out WD-40. But yeah, I can't get it out. I don't want to damage anything. But yeah, I'm stuck. I wonder if I can get this one out. Ugh, no, they're just stuck. What oxidized these so bad? I wonder if I can get this one. And it's stuck again. So I sprayed a tiny bit of WD-40 inside my socket driver and then sat it down, and you can see the screw itself isn't very oxidized, but it still won't come out. Won't budge. I don't know what to do. Alright, I'm just gonna plug this in with the board power connected and see what it does. I'm looking for any error beeps because I have no expansion cards in. Absolutely nothing. Alright. Let's see if we get a video display. Got the VGA card for my Desk Pro in here. As I suspected, absolutely nothing. That is just too much corrosion for this thing to start. I am going to work on getting the board out. Finally got that bracket off, and that's not a good sign. This board should be able to just come off now. I've removed the 2 screws securing it in place. But it's not, so I'm not sure what to do next. I popped this cover off, and it looks like this is where the stepper motor is. I'm going to see if I can see it move. That's the bearings, I'm sure. Let's see what happens when I turn it off. This motor's probably seized up. But I can't get this stupid dang cover off. So first of all, my cold's gotten slightly worse. It's the next day, so my voice probably sounds terrible, but anyway. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to dissolve this corrosion with some WD-40. Basically, lithium hydroxide, I think, is the chemical that leaks out of these lithium batteries, and I'm quoting a pinned comment on an Adrian Digital Basement video. This is an acid. WD-40 is a base, and so it basically converts this crap into a soap, and it'll dissolve all the corrosion. So, I should just be able to spray some on this board. On the corroded areas. There we go. And if all is well, this should start to fizz up a little bit and start attacking this corrosion. And then it should dissolve it all. And I should be able to assess the damage done to this board. Alright, this is a bit of an improvement. I left it to sit for probably 2 or 3 minutes, which isn't a lot of time. I'm going to leave this to sit longer. And then I used this metal spudger from my iFixit kit and just scraped a bit, and some started coming off. And then I decided it was high time to retire my awfully frayed computing toothbrush and replace it. So I started scrubbing away, and a lot of corrosion has started to come off. So I'm probably going to put a little more WD-40 on here, leave it to sit longer, and then come back and scrub again with a toothbrush or a pick like this and see how much of a dent we can make, although we still have to deal with this. I'm not even sure what this is. It's not in good shape, whatever it is, as you can see. That will probably need to be replaced. And there's also another patch over here that has probably damaged several traces. So I'm also going to spray a bit of WD-40 on that. Just to see if I can assess the damage there. There's a little test area, so let me do that. Also, another thing that I noticed is these two empty sockets right here. I'm not sure if these sockets are supposed to be populated or if this thing is missing chips. And this too is a little concerning, seeing that a bunch of bodge wires on the back of this thing. I'm not sure. It's clear this thing has had work done on it before, and also what revision of the board this is, because I found a video by Retrospector, who also had a battery leaked 5170, and his board is a different color, clearly a different revision from my board. So I can't really compare. So if anyone could let me know, that would be great. I'm worried that those could be the BIOS ROMs, though, as I don't see any obvious BIOS chips anywhere on the board. So yeah, if this thing's missing chips, then we might have a problem. Alright, I have some good news over here. This little spot of corrosion, as you can see, isn't totally cleaned up, but if you can focus on these two traces right there, where I've gotten them a little bit freed, you can see there isn't really any damage. Over here, though, it's obviously a lot worse, so time will tell with how bad this damage is, and of course we've got a lot of rusty chip legs. That's not necessarily gonna mean that these chips are all bad, but I'm more concerned about these missing chips. Now, while I don't have much experience, or really any experience with board level repair, I did look up U76, and this appears to be the math coprocessor slot, which is good. I'm not sure for positive if it is, but if that is indeed the math copro slot, that is good, because that is not required for the system to run. It would just speed up operations if present. These two, though, I'm not sure. These better not be BIOS ROM chips, or I'll be really mad. More good news! I did some research into these two sockets, and I found that indeed these are the BIOS ROMs. And in very early revisions, there were 4 chips in U17, U27, U37, and U47, which are these 4 sockets right here. And each of them contained a 16K BIOS ROM. Some were for the BIOS, some were for basic, but then later on, they shipped with 2 32K BIOS ROMs, which were populated in slot U27 and U47, so that means that this is a slightly later one, and that we shouldn't be missing any chips. Alright, so while I have made a bit more progress on this corrosion, especially up here, while I was scrubbing, the lid for whatever this is fell off. I'm going to have to take a closer look, but I'll bet whatever this component is, it will need to be replaced. So I am going to go ahead and look up C82, if that is indeed the label, although the actual label might be under all this corrosion. And I'm also going to take a look with some tweezers and figure out what that little cap thing is. But yeah, I expected that some component might fall off during this, and a lot of these components will probably need replacement before this board will work again. But I'm going to see it through because this is worth the repair, and it's definitely worth the experience I'll gain by doing this repair. We are making very slow progress over here. I've applied some more WD-40, and I left it for a while, probably 15-20 minutes. And yeah, this area with the yellow-looking crud is starting in some places to look a lot better. Same with around that chip leg, but over here, where it got the worst of it, is still pretty bad. Oh, and another piece of that component fell off. So whatever that is, it's going to need to be replaced. Over here, though, that looks a lot better. Since that was much more minor, I don't think those traces have been damaged, really. And so, hey, that's good. This chip has been damaged, though, so I'm going to leave this for even longer this time, and then check back to see how it's doing. Oh, and there's a switch right here. right there. Let's see if it still switches. Alright, good, it does. So it's not totally stuck up. After we're done, I'll go ahead and reconnect the power supply after giving this a very thorough cleaning to make sure all the WD is off. And then after that, I'll see if we get any change. I still don't expect it to work, but maybe I'll get some sort of error beep. Who knows? Alright, so right now I've created a Frankenstein computer of sorts. This is the Compact Desk Pro 286. I've got the controller, the MFM controller from the PC AT in here, along with the PC AT's floppy drive and hard drive. And right now I'm going to try and test this floppy drive and see if I can get it to recognize the hard drive. So, here we go. Alright. Floppy drive is spinning, or hard drive is spinning. I can't tell if the floppy is initializing. Let's see what my display says. Okay, it beeps twice, that's good. Alright, system options not sent. Insert diagnostic diskette in drive A. Okay, let me get its diagnostic disk real quick. Alright, let's see. Yikes, that did not sound good. Oh, I have a keyboard attached. Oh my god. Alright, let me get its keyboard hooked up. So I'm looking through the manual for this, which I do have, and it does have one section on the drive type, and it just says to write it down, because there is a label on the original drive with the drive type written on it, but this doesn't have that, obviously, because it's not from a compact. So that's lovely. I couldn't find a complete list of drive types, and I also couldn't find one for the Desk Pro 386, which I could find a list for, that matched the correct specifications of this hard drive. So instead I'm just going to put in Type 2, which is my working drive in there. It's a 20 meg drive. This is a 21 meg drive, but yeah, I don't think anything else matches, but what else am I going to do? Alright. Type 2, and that should be all. I hit enter. Hey, that sounded better than before. That didn't. That. Oh my god. Type 1790 disk 0 error. I'll bet that's my hard disk. Yeah, and it's booting off floppy. Sounds a lot better now, though. But yeah, that hard drive just isn't cooperating, which makes sense. I am, however, going to try something. I'm going to reset the system. Because right here I've pulled off this cap that was on here, so that we can now see if the stepper motor moves. Oh yeah, it's moving a little bit. Hey! Look at that. It moves. Yeah, it still says... I'm gonna look up that 1790 error. And so, that's actually gonna be it for this video. After that I did a little more testing, but... yeah, the hard drive got actually worse. It quit spinning up all the way. It would spin up and then just start spinning down again. I don't know what's wrong with it. I took off its PCBs and there was a good bit of corrosion on the one connector. So I cleaned that up and I checked continuity and all looked good. So, I don't know. That hard drive may just be a lost cause. As for the computer itself, which is sitting off screen down on the floor, I got a good bit more of the corrosion cleaned up, but overall, it was just pretty far gone. And I don't think there's going to be much I can do to get it running again. But, I do still stand by that I think it's repairable with the right person and the right mindset. But that's simply not me right now, so, yeah. If there are any updates in the future, I'll make a part 2, but for now, that's going to be it for this video. I did, however, get some useful parts. I got working MFM controller, working floppy drive, a working power supply, and potentially, there are a few parts I can't test, working MDA card and whatever that other card in there was. But yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see everyone next time.